What is the difference between the self and the sun? What is the difference between the self and the sun? There is no difference between the self and the sun. The self and the sun is one. The self is not a puzzle that is made of many pieces. And you have to go to the mind and to ask, okay, now let's fix these pieces. Give me a help to fix these pieces, to put all the pieces together. Because the self is space. And the space is made of one single piece. This is the inner space. The cinema, the consciousness is a cinema. That's why they created the Hollywood. The Hollywood of the Black Sun, what is in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is the Lost Angels. The Lost Angels. And the Lost Angels create the Hollywood. And all the actors are very lost. They are in the game, in the trap of the magician. And now become more and more obvious that is nothing else than a factory of illusions. X factory. X factory. X factory is a factory of the X-rays. And the X-rays are harmful because the X-rays are coming from X-planet. That's why we use the name X with something what is passed away, what is dead. Ex-girlfriend, ex-wife, ex-this, and that is connected to the past. Something what is past. A relation, what is past, what is non-existent. That's why the X-planet is a black, dark, no light. And is connected to Saturn, to Satan. The famous star, what you see on the Hollywood, is a star of spikes. The same spikes what is on the Statue of Freedom. Liberty, not of freedom. Statue of Liberty. And that is giving suffering. Is made in a factory of suffering. Made in a factory of suffering, because the role of the Hollywood is to create suffering. Is creating suffering for the actors, is creating suffering for those who are slaves to their own cinema, to the inner cinema, what is the consciousness. Cinema is coming from two words, sin and Emma. Emma in Hebrew, I think, means mother. So it's the mother of the sins. for the lost angels to find peace. The inner movie. The inner movie has to come to an end. And the inner movie is coming to an end when it's coming to an end is only light. Light, light, light. And the best thing, the best choice, the best place to find inner light is to discover the sun, because the sun is the king of light. The sun is very, very, very different from all the kings, the earthly kings and queens. Is working very, very, very different. Because the sun is the king of giving. The sun is living through giving, not through taking from the souls. The sun is living through giving light. The sun is sharing all the light with the entire world. All the life of the sun is taking place through giving. Giving, 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 the currency of life. Because the sun is living only through giving, the sun is the king of forgiving. When on the inner screen, what we call it consciousness, is only light, and this light can take place only through the inner sun, all the movies of suffering are finished. It's the end. The end of the movie is the end of suffering. The movie to come to an end, all the actors has to disappear. All the masks disappear. In the presence of the light. Because it's on the screen is only light. And this light is radiated from the eye, E-Y-E, from the eye of light. When the eye is one with the sun, and this is peace. This is eternal peace. This peace is lasting as long as the eye is a sun. And this light, what is radiating the eye, is made of rays, of light. The sun never ever live alone. The sun always is living with the rays. The rays of the sun never separate from the sun. That's why they have always light. All the souls are rays of the sun. The sun is the miracle, is the king of miracles, because the sun can't end all the inner conflicts. There is no conflict when is no actor. There is no character. There is no character, no mask. No mask, no spiritual virus. The mask itself is the virus. It's a very limited, temporary identity. And this mask, to stay alive, is always asking the light of the attention. All the actors exist and they are famous. So the mask without light, without the light of the attention, is dying, is non-existent. Every life, everything what is alive is coming alive through the light. How famous can to be an actor if there are no attentions to look, if there are no eyes to look at the movies of the actor? If an actor is not seen, he disappears. The ego is an actor. The sinner is an actor. And the sinner disappears in the same time with the cinema. When on the screen is coming light, when the sun become the icon, you see why they call themselves the icons of the society? Because we replace the true king of light, the sun, the icon of the sun, with the icons of the Hollywood, of the magicians. And the whole purpose of the Hollywood is to keep busy the eye, the attention. The entire reality of the Hollywood is by enslaving the attention to the movies. But the desire of the society to watch movies and movies and movies and movies and movies is because an inner movie is already inside. No spiritual actor, no sinner, no ego. This is coming into existence, this peace is coming into existence in the presence of the sun, in the presence of the light. The light. In the presence of the light, the magician cannot to play his games, because cannot to hide anything. Matter disappear, thoughts disappear. Thoughts cannot to make their presence in the power of the light of the sun. And this is peace. This is the nature of consciousness, is sun, space and light. The heaven beyond the dome is made of many, 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 many eyes of light. And all these eyes has the same nature as the sun. And there is a lot of light, it's infinite light. Because they are beings of light in light. The light actually is the currency, but they are in space and they are beings of space. They are one with the space. The space is the world of heaven. And below the dome, we can to experience peace, light, when the eye is one with the sun, is discovering that the nature of the eye is sun, not a limited, very, very limited torch, what is struggling to give light to all the thoughts and to look for fulfillment in the thoughts. Because the thought, thinking, is coming from thing. The thought itself is a thing, and everything is limited because it has his own form. So in the world of limited, I cannot to find the unlimited. The unlimited is into the world of unlimited. Space is unlimited space. Nobody can to bend the space. How to bend the space? what to bend on the space. Space itself, space is limited in all the directions. The I, what is surrendering to the space, is free. But is a fear there. Is a fear that if I surrender to the space, I'm non-existent. I'm nothing, a nobody. But you have to become, the self has to become a nobody. A nobody, no thing, no matter, to experience space. And once that is in this space, is realizing that is very, very, very pleasant and very powerful, is above all the matter, is above all the energy of the matter. All the thoughts are below. They are flying into space, but on a very different level, very close to the earth. They are flying close to the earth. The good thoughts are above, are raising above the negative thoughts, yes. But then when you raise above all the thoughts, all the matter, you are sitting in a space below the dome of the earth. Cannot to go, because when it's going above the dome, is such a powerful energy that cannot to stand in the body as long as it's incarnated. And there's no need. Those who have near-death experiences, they are going above the dome, through the sun. No one's soul can to go out into space, into the space above the dome, without the Son of God, without the eye of God. That's why the sun is the portal. The Son was talking through the Son of God, through Christ. Christ was coming on the earth to teach us about the Son, to show us that we are a son, the eye of the Son. The reason that they name it Helios is because the slaves of the black sun name it the sun Helios, hell. Because for them, for the evil world, the sun is a hell. This light is destroying them. The sun is the king. That's why we live in a universe of the sun. Everything what is here on the earth is created by the sun, by the light. Whatever you see matter, before this matter came into existence, was light. And the sun created with the moon together, created through the moon, created this universe of matter. This world of matter, sorry. And that's why the calendar where we are living is about Monday, Monday, Tuesday, Mars Day, Wednesday, Mercury Day. They name it this. Thursday, Jupiter Day, Friday is the Venus Day, Saturday, Saturn Day. And then we have the end of the week, the end of the weakness is Sunday. The week is showing us, and they knew when they built the calendar, those people has the knowledge. They knew that the soul is staying under the influence of the planets. They are above us. But when the soul decides, to connect with the sun, to be the sun, these planets are not influencing the soul. The sun is above astrology. The sun is the king of light. The sun is the medium between this universe and the heaven. The sun is sharing with us every day, continuously is sharing with us the light of heaven. With the physical eyes, many people around the world, all the generation have seen the sun. But only few understood. Only few could connect with the spirit of the sun. Why? Because the sun, the spirit of the sun, can to be connected only by the holy see, by the holy eye, by the attention, by the awareness. When this attention is not attached to the thought, to any thought. Do you think the sun has a specific nationality? What is the nationality of the sun? The nationality of the sun is the heaven. No one can to say that the sun has a nationality here on the earth. That the sun is rising only for me, only for this group or that group of people. And the sun is rising and I can to connect with the sun only if I read something, some information. If I go to a specific school, if I go to an education to educate myself. Because if we need to educate ourselves in a specific secret school, expensive school, and to do many studies, all the sages what were living on this planet before us, they will say us, wait to open a school, wait to open a very specific school and university, because to understand who you are, you have to dig, to study and study this and study that. You need some specific instruments, complicated instruments, very complicated computers, very complicated trains or airplanes, very fast airplane, to understand who you are. You have to travel on some stars, specific stars like Mars or Moon or this, and then you can to understand who you are. Then you can to understand the self. But it didn't happen. Jesus Christ never said that way to open some university, way to be discovered some type of computer, some kind of robots. Buddha just seated under the tree, and he decided to stay there and to just look in himself. He didn't took a bibliothèque with him, bibliothèque with books and books and books and books with loads of books. No, he just looked into himself. Who is living here? Who is alive? Who is the entity who is living in this body? And who is the entity who has no peace? And this he just sat there and looked at everything, what is coming through the mind. Peace is not made of pieces, is no Lego. No need to become anybody. No need to get a title. There's no need to get a title, to discover who you are, to discover the I. This I, the attention, has everybody. And this I cannot be analyzed, cannot be put under any microscope on this planet. Because the attention itself is an eye of space. And then you become aware that with this attention you cannot to have any experience. Whatever experience you have, negative, positive, hell, heaven, you cannot to go anywhere, you cannot to experience anything only through the holy sea, the I. The I is giving energy. The I is radiating light. And this I, when is discovering the truth, and is sitting in the sun, is allowing the sun, because no need to travel there for the eye to the sun. It's just connecting by simply seeing the sun in front. Here in front of the face, I just connect with the sun. I let the sun to be my icon, and I look at this sun. And I let the sun, I invite it into my mind. And I let the sun to take over the mind. Because I know that the sun created my mind. The brain, I mean, not the thoughts. The sun created the brain, the blood, everything. This ship, this spaceship, because the body is a spaceship already, is moving into space. above the earth, I can move my hands thanks to the space. I can move my head thanks to the space. I can work thanks to the space. I move always. Everybody's moving into space above the earth. That's why the space is the house. The space is the house of the entire earth. And the most important, the space is the most important because in the space is moving everything, including the thoughts. The thoughts cannot flow only through space. Through space. No actor is needed to discover who am I. I don't need to act. This naked eye, naked attention is free. Is free of information. The information, they name it information because it's in continuous formation. It's unstable. That's why nobody can stick to one thought and to stay with that thought and to see continuously one thought. Because the nature of the thoughts are movement. That's why they call it movie. What do you watch? A movie. The movie is a movement of the thoughts. And if I watch only movies, I cannot find peace because it's continuously movement and changing shapes. But the real self never change. The real self is here, is one with the space. And when the light, then when the mind receives the sun, when this moon receives the sun, light is very, very happy. This moon is no more an enemy, is not fighting against the sun. The moon is only the luggage, is a luggage, is a spiritual luggage of the informations, what I let it to come into the moon. The most important food for the mind, the number one food, the number one nutrient of the mind is light. Is light. And this light never creates storm. This is the meaning of moon landing. The real moon landing is the sun. Apollo is about the sun. That one, what the NASA is showing, is completely fake. The whole world realizes now. Yeah, it's completely fake. But there's a message there. Because was done by the rockets of Saturn, Satan. You see, is the message. Saturn landed on the moon is the message because the spirit of the energy of Saturn landed on the moon. Not when they went there, that one is a hoax. But For long time, Saturn landed his dark energy on the moon. And this dark side of the moon is influencing our moon, our mind, each individual. As long as we are channeled to this darkness. This is the real meaning. In the second coming of Christ, what I see is the light of the sun. The sun will expand the corona in a very, very, very powerful, very, very big, will cover the entire world. The crown, the corona, the real corona of life is the corona of the sun, is the crown of the sun. The sun is always blessing, 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 blessing. The sun is the blessing of this universe. The stars, all the stars what are channeled with the sun, not with the black sun, with the sun, are radiating blessing during the night as well. In the presence of the sun, there is never darkness. Never, ever, ever, ever. So the sun in reality is living only one single day. And this day is eternal. There is no yesterday, today and tomorrow in the presence of the sun. The sun is God, is the eye of God. Is not the complete God, because of course beyond the dome is a lot of light. And heaven itself is the entire heaven, is the entire body of God. And there is a lot of souls. All these souls are exactly the same as the sun. There is no competition who is giving more light. No. All the souls try to give us more and more and more light. They are the eyes of space. Has exactly the same nature as the attention. It's the eye of space. Every soul is an eye of space. No inner Hollywood, no suffering. The symbol of the sun, the number of the sun is number 1. Because only one exists. When you realize your true nature, you are realizing that you are a sun. The sun is the king of non-duality. The great holy man, Ramana Maharshi, the teachings of Ramana Maharshi is non-duality. The sun is non-duality. How did Ramana Maharshi achieve this very high level of enlightenment? Through death. Through near-death experience. The nature of Ramana is the sun. The nature of peace is sun. Sun. The bees. The bees are collecting pollen from the flowers. But the pollen of the flowers, how do the flowers are making the pollen? When they open to the sunlight. Sunlight. No one entity was born here on this planet. No one sage, no one holy man without the sun. No one can to come here on this earth without the sun. No soul can to come here. Sole in Latin means sun. Sun, sole, soul. When you will discover the truth, when you will experience this, what I'm talking now. You will see that, you will see light, simplicity. Simplicity. I, sun. I am sun. That's why there's no need to go into the past. I don't need to go to study the life of my ancestors. Is no need to find who am I. It's no need. And if I do this, to study the life of the ancestors, then I go from parents to grandparents and so on and so on and so on. And when I dig deep into it, where do I get? When I get to the end, to the first entity of this universe, what do I discover? I discover the Father of all the fathers, the parent of all the parents. Because the Son is not only a male, it cannot be a male entity, is the both. The Son is in everyone, is in male and female. The Son is, because the attention is in both of them. Is no selection here that is a male. I know that is perceived as a male entity, but it is no gender, because it's beyond humans, it's beyond everything what is matter. It's the light. So when I go to the first ancestors, first one, what do I found? Even in the Bible is right. What was in the first day? God said, let there be light. This is the words of the Son. Let there be light. But he didn't speak in English. He just speak with the lips of light, radiating light. The way is doing today, every single day, is radiating light. And who is ready for the light is picking up light. That's why seeing the sun is very powerful. seeing in yourself, and then I let the eye to melt into the sun. And I realized that once that the eye is melted into the sun, I found the melting point of the self. And the melting point of the self is the freezing point. Is the freezing point of the mind. That's why when a computer is stuck, we call it that is freeze. It's freeze. No, it doesn't move any picture, doesn't take any instruction. It's stuck. This is what is happening with the mind when the Holy See is melting into the sun. The sun and the Holy See, the attention, the awareness, is one. Is one. And this light, what is radiating, is completely free of the games of the black sun. Is above all the planets. Is above everything. Is only light. When you fly with the airplane and you raise above the clouds, you become aware of one single entity, the sun. During the day, you see the sun. And what you see, all the rays of the sun, if you are aware, you see that the sun is blessing all the clouds. It's blessing and blessing and blessing. It's a continuous blessing. Continuous is blessing. The water. When the water is rising from the earth in form of gas, is rising thanks to who? Thanks to the sun rays. So the sun rays are the purifier, because that water what is raising become pure, distilled water. The clouds in natural form is distilled water. The mess is done only by humans with all kind of chemicals. But the sun, the natural work of the sun, is raising the water and is making clouds. Let them to become natural clouds. But is raising, the water is raising thanks to the sun rays. It's purifying through the sun. But there is a spiritual, very high spiritual power as well. The world of science doesn't see this. It's seeing just water. It's only water. The cloud is like that, we analyze, we put laboratory. But the beauty of the process, it cannot be seen. Because it can to be perceived only by the Holy See.